Have you ever wondered how hackers find loopholes in a network file system? It may seem like a scene straight out of a high-tech thriller, but it's an all-too-real scenario in the world of cybersecurity. This is where the significance of NFS enumeration comes into play. It's a process that uncovers the hidden weaknesses in a system, allowing for potential breaches. If you're intrigued by the cat-and-mouse game that is cybersecurity, then understanding NFS enumeration is a must. The secret lies in a process known as NFS enumeration. NFS enumeration is a method used to uncover information about network file systems. This cybersecurity technique is like a detective's magnifying glass, revealing critical details about the NFS shares on a network. It's a fascinating process that plays a vital role in the world of online security. So, what exactly is NFS enumeration? At its core, NFS, or Network File System, is a protocol that allows users to access and share files over a network as if they were on their local machine. NFS enumeration, then, is the process of extracting valuable information about these NFS shares. Now, why is this important? Well, it's because NFS shares, like any other network component, can be misconfigured. These misconfigurations can potentially be exploited by malicious actors to gain unauthorized access to sensitive information. Therefore, NFS enumeration aids in identifying these weak spots, acting as a preventive measure against these potential breaches. The process of NFS enumeration involves a series of steps. First, we identify the NFS shares on the network. This is done using specific commands that reveal these shares and their associated details. Secondly, we analyze these shares, scrutinizing their configuration settings and access controls. It's like a meticulous examination of a crime scene, where every detail matters. Now, if we come across any misconfigured NFS shares during this process, we have successfully identified a potential vulnerability. These vulnerabilities can range from unrestricted access to sensitive files, to the ability to modify or even delete these files. The final step involves reporting these vulnerabilities and implementing the necessary measures to rectify them. After all, the ultimate goal of NFS enumeration is to ensure the security and integrity of the network and its components. This is the basic understanding of NFS enumeration. Dive deeper into the process of NFS enumeration. The first step in NFS enumeration is to determine if the NFS server is running on the target system. This can be accomplished by using the rpsinfo command, which provides information about the RPC services running on a host. When executing this command, if you see port 2049 is open and running the NFS service, we can safely say that the NFS server is active. Next, we need to identify what directories are being shared by the NFS server. This is where the showmount command comes in handy. By running showmount e, followed by the IP address of the target system, you are presented with a list of shared directories on the server. This command is crucial as it gives us potential paths to explore further. Now comes the exploration part. The mount command can be used to mount the shared directories onto your local system. However, before you can do this, you need to install NFS Common, a package that provides necessary components for mounting NFS shares on the client side. Once installed, you can proceed to mount the shared directories, making them accessible as if they were local. But what if you want to interact with the NFS server more directly? That's where the RPC client comes in. This tool allows you to issue RPC calls to the server, potentially revealing more information or even allowing you to manipulate the server in some way. However, be warned, this is a more advanced technique and should be used with caution. Remember, NFS enumeration is not just about finding shared directories and files, it's about understanding the structure and configuration of the NFS server. It's about using the right tools and techniques to reveal as much information as possible, and then using that information to your advantage. With these steps, you can carry out NFS enumeration accurately. So why is NFS enumeration important in cybersecurity? Well, let's dive into that. NFS enumeration is a process that uncovers a wealth of information about a system's network file system, NFS. It allows us to identify shared resources and potential weak points within a network. Think of it like a locksmith studying a lock before picking it. By knowing how the lock works, the locksmith can find the vulnerabilities and exploit them. NFS enumeration works similarly, but instead of locks, we're dealing with the complex world of cybersecurity. In essence, NFS enumeration reveals where a system's defenses might be lacking. Cybersecurity professionals can then use this information to remediate these vulnerabilities, fortifying the system against potential attacks. It's all about staying one step ahead of the threat. Understanding and effectively using NFS enumeration can make the difference between a secure network and one that's ripe for exploitation. Knowledge of NFS enumeration, therefore, becomes a critical tool for any cybersecurity enthusiast. In conclusion, NFS enumeration is a vital method in the realm of cybersecurity. It's a key tool in the arsenal of every cybersecurity professional, enabling them to identify and mitigate potential vulnerabilities in network file systems. Let's quickly revisit what we've covered. Firstly, we learned what NFS enumeration is all about. It's a process that allows us to gather valuable information about a network's file system, essentially acting as a form of reconnaissance. This information can help us understand the structure of a network and identify potential weak spots. Next, we went through the step-by-step process of carrying out NFS enumeration. We discussed how to use various tools like the show mount command to probe a network and gather as much data as we can about its file system. Remember, these tools are just a means to an end, and the real skill lies in interpreting the data they provide. We also touched upon the significance of NFS enumeration. It's not just about finding vulnerabilities, it's about understanding the bigger picture of a network security landscape. By identifying potential vulnerabilities, we can preemptively address them and strengthen the overall security of the network. Mastering NFS enumeration could be your first step towards a successful cybersecurity career. Like any skill, it requires practice and patience, but the rewards are well worth it. So keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, stay curious.